Maybe 8.
And on you.
Maybe
it's
8.
live.
Okay, so we are live from Boulevard Home Furnishings, live with Bosch Mixers. I'm Jen, this is Gary. Gary is my boss, so I've got to stay on my toes tonight.
If she screws up,
or I
she's
might
done.
not have a job tomorrow.
One and done.
So we are so excited to be here. Boulevard is our newest retailer carrying the Bosch Mixers, and we are excited to partner with them. So we thought it'd be fun to do a big launch and demo some things. So we were here earlier today. If you didn't tune in, we've posted that on Facebook, so go ahead and watch that. We're going to do some different things. So Gary.
How different?
Really different. The Bosch is a different machine.
It's not your average stand mixer. Let's
It is
put it
not
that
your
way.
average stand mixer, and there's a few things that make it different. Do you want to talk about those?
Make it better, actually.
Better. Different
Yeah.
can be good.
First thing that makes it different and better is a bottom drive.
Right.
You don't have a motor
the
head
motor's
hanging into your
on the bottom,
machine.
and it doesn't obstruct the view. If you had a top motor and you're trying to dump ingredients in there, it's a little bit trickier. So that is the first thing that we love about the Bosch mixer. Let's talk about the dough hook. We talked about this earlier. You'll notice that the shape is different on this dough hook than like a Captain Hook dough hook. And the reason being is
Wait,
that
a Captain Hook dough hook?
Captain
you
Hook,
mean
like Captain Hook.
Okay,
Yeah.
gotcha. All right. I'm just trying to follow.
The
I'm
shape-
only here for eye candy. I don't know much about this machine, so I'm just going to follow
You
along.
don't know much about this machine, really. So the shape of this dough hook has been patterned. It's patented, right? It's been patterned after hand kneading. So you'll see that it has all of these points here, and it's going to mimic hand kneading, as opposed to just a hook that takes the dough and just whips it around and doesn't actually stretch it and incorporate the air into it. And so this is going to help develop your gluten so much faster than other dough hooks out there.
If you've ever watched the video on boschmixers.com about how this dough hook will knead bread versus how a normal Captain Hook
A
dough-
normal, not a different one?
just a Captain Hook
I'm
style.
following you.
I know. This will incorporate with every 4 rotations 100% of your dough. So in 8 to 10 minutes, you can develop 100% of the gluten that's available in that flour. That cuts your bread making time down to almost nothing. We don't talk about other mixers here, but if you watch the video and compare this to a top drive mixer, it's amazing what this will do with
We did a green
bread.
dye test where we put green food coloring in our Bosch mixer and in another mixer. And then we cut it in half, and you'll see how it's incorporated so well in the dough that we made, as opposed to just sporadically.
We
in the
embarrassed them so bad that we actually blurred their name out on the screen so that we didn't have to embarrass them any further. This dough hook was first invented in 1952 by Bosch. And literally this machine was developed for German housewives to mimic making bakery-style bread at home without having to go through the hand kneading process. 2 quick things. Julia Childs said the only way to make good whole wheat bread, because we focused on whole wheat now for more than 40 years. And the only way to make good whole wheat bread, Julia Childs said, was to let it rise 3 times. That means that you're folding, tucking, getting oxygen in,
Punching it
stretching,
down.
and then you let it rise and rest for 30 minutes. Go through that process again, let it rest and rise for 30 minutes. Punch it down and knead it a 3rd time, and then put it in the loaf pans and let it rise. She said it's the only way you can develop enough gluten in whole wheat bread to make good whole wheat bread. This will do that 1.5 hour process in 8 minutes.
Right. So there's no punching it down. It does it in one shot.
And I don't know if any of you know who James Beard is. Certainly one of the viewers out there knows James Beard, the godfather of American cooking. Back in 1979 said, or 1977 or 9, said the only kitchen machine serious in the world about making bread is the Bosch mixer. It's a
and
phenomenal
that's still
machine.
true today,
Still
even though
true
that
today.
was forever ago.
Forever ago, but there hasn't been another machine that duplicates what this machine does.
Yeah, I'm just teasing you about your age.
Oh, I wasn't even born when he said it.
Oh, really? In 1979?
I don't know.
Yeah.
I might have
Okay.
been.
So This bread dough hook is amazing, and you really will have perfect dough every time when you use the Bosch mixer.
Did you just call me old?
No. Gary just had a birthday, but we won't say how old he is.
Just because he goes on Medicare doesn't mean anything. We're not going to talk about that. Go.
Moving on. Okay, so when you buy a Bosch mixer, you get the dough hook and you get the wire whisk right here. That's what comes standard with it. And a dough hook extender, which I will find.
While she's finding that, let me tell you about these wire whips. Bosch developed a unique tubular style bowl 50 years ago, 50 plus years ago. And this means that you have a small bowl inside of a large bowl. You can do 1 egg white into 1.5 cups of meringue in about 1 minute to 1.5 minutes. And that, you don't even have to chill the bowl. That will give you more meringue by 30% more volume than any mixer made in the world. And one of the reasons is because these wire whips literally skim the bottom and the sides of the bowl as they go around, and you have a triple whipping action. They have a floating head design, so that 1/4 inch that they float means that when they're going, they pull all the way down and touch the bottom of the bowl. And this whip rotates independent of this one, and this spins both of them simultaneously. That triple whipping action, if you can watch that triple whipping action gives you more whipping action than any mixer ever created. Their engineering in Germany is phenomenal. And this wire whip combination with the triple whipping is just unbelievable.
It is. Okay, so the dough hook extender also comes with your Bosch mixer. And it's just, we created this for people who maybe don't want to make 8 loaves of bread at once. They want to just make 1 loaf of bread because it's just, 2 people at home.
Right.
Because we get that a lot. Like, maybe I don't need a Bosch. There's just the 2 of us. And oftentimes people think like you have to make mass quantities. It's not true. Make as little or as much as you want. So this just goes right here over the drive shaft. And then the dough hook snaps onto it, like so. And then it reaches all the way to the bottom. You can see that.
So 1 pound of dough is as easy as 15 pounds of dough in this, and this mixer will hold 15 pounds of dough in one batch and knead it in 8 to 10 minutes.
And I did that last night. I made all of this and more. I had more dough than this. And this is 1 batch, you guys. All of this in 1 batch. And I still could have had 2 more loaves. I didn't fill it all the way. So you can make so much in this, which is going to save you time, right? You're knocking everything out all at once. And I like, because I'm a busy mom, I like to make a big batch, and then I'll make pizzas and calzones, and then I freeze that up. And instead of pulling out a frozen pizza, I'm pulling out one that I made myself. And we talked earlier about adding whole wheat flour and not white processed flour.
Right, because in our house we don't call it pizza. We call it wheatza.
Wheatza. That's not true.
That was such a lame joke.
Gary's wife is in the audience, and she's like, whatever.
No, I have taught classes on wheatza
on
making.
wheatza, okay.
Yeah.
So can we talk about gluten? We talked about this earlier. Gluten has kind of become like this bad thing in America.
Yeah, it's almost like a dirty word, even though it has more than 4 letters. But gluten is the most misunderstood. In fact, Jay Leno, who took Jay Leno's place? That one guy. He did where he goes out on the street and asks people, do you eat gluten? No, I would never touch gluten. And they would ask them, what is it? I don't know, I just know it's bad for you. Well, gluten is the protein part of wheat. Wheat has 26 vitamins and minerals, and the gluten in wheat is what allows bread to rise because it's very fibrous and sticks together, but it is pure protein. Now, unless you are literally celiac, you do not have a problem with gluten. And celiac affects about 1% of the population, mostly Scandinavians. They can't digest gluten, but gluten intolerance is a different story, and it is primarily caused by an overabundance of processed white flour.
Right.
So get on that wheat.
Yeah, we're going to start making gluten burgers.
And you'll find all kinds of information about wheat, by the way. Go to boschmixers.com and you'll find out tons of information about wheat.
But we were looking at a cookbook the other day from the 70s, and it had gluten burgers in it.
I've made those.
And we were laughing about it. Like, can you imagine bringing those now?
Yeah, people would shoot you.
People
you
would
can't
be
say
upset.
shoot somebody anymore today, can
You just said that live.
All right.
Don't say that. Okay, so moving on. We also have available our baker's pack, which comes with this amazing bowl scraper. And we did show this earlier. If you're watching again, then we really love you because you're watching twice. But let's take the dough hook off.
We pity you, but we love you.
Must be really bored. Get a life.
Get a life. Yeah.
So I am going to put that on the whip drive. Whip drive? I call things like the weirdest things, you guys. I'm like, I know it works, I just don't know the technical name.
If you're watching out there, if you're looking right here live, if you're going to use anything except the wire whips, use the metal whip drive.
One.
And the cookie paddles come with a metal whip drive. You can buy them separately, or you can get them with cake paddles. But with the bowl scraper, the cake paddles, or the cookie paddles, you need the metal whip drive for strength because you're going through much stiffer doughs and
Right, this is
mixtures.
great for meringues and whipped creams, even, you know,
Anything
like
pourable.
waffle cone batter,
Yes.
fortune cookie batter, stuff like that. All those things you make all the time.
I don't make fortune cookies anymore because my fortunes are always bad.
You will live a long, prosperous, healthy
Mine
life.
always say, you will live a long life and be in a lot of pain. So I quit opening fortune
Whatever.
cookies.
Okay, so there are two little scrapers that go on this.
Earlier you called them scraper thingies.
Two little scraper thingies that go on this bowl scraper. And they simply just pop in. It's really easy to clean, and then it goes right over the whip drive right there to be up higher. I struggled with this earlier. There we go. And it scrapes, I'll show you. It gets every little nook and cranny of that bowl. So you do not have to stop it, take the lid off, go find a spatula, get that flour down. It's all going in there and it's incorporating it so well.
If you're creaming butter and sugar to make some pastries or some kind of a dessert or a treat, that will scrape that butter and sugar off and fold it back into the machine, and it will cut the blending of the butter and sugars together by about half the time. It's just an incredible attachment.
So that comes in the baker's pack along with the cookie paddles and the cake paddles. And these cake paddles you'll see have a few more little paddly things.
Yeah, and the science behind this is cookie paddles, we first developed them because so many people were making cookies with their wire whips. And they were
Which is
bending
okay
their
if
wire
you're
whips.
creaming your butter and your
Yeah,
sugar and your
to
eggs.
cream your butter, sugar, and
Then
eggs,
stop.
it's great. But you don't want to have a heavy, heavy cookie dough. You're going to bend these. So we created cookie paddles. Then we decided that people were still saying, I'm not getting enough air into my cakes. I get too much air in my cakes with these and not enough air in my cakes with these. So we created a cake paddle that gives you the right amount of air for light, fluffy cake without blowing it up too much or making it too flat.
So they're perfect for cake.
Yeah.
These are awesome. If you are making a huge batch of cookies, I cued Teresa. Yes, put them right here in the front. This is how many cookies the Bosch mixer will make. Sorry, camera guys, giving me signals.
And actually, it will make more cookies than this
Well, we made 'em
because
kinda big.
her husband ate like 10 of these
Oh,
in
my
between
husband.
shootings.
He was hungry. But yeah, it does. We did make them kind of big. It makes 408 cookies, which is so
In
many.
one batch.
In one batch. In this bowl. And we have a bowl full of the dough.
I'm going to tell you a quick story how we came to know that this would do that. We had never even considered it. We went to the Chicago Houseware Show every year, which is the big event in the world for showing your products and having retailers come and look at them and pick them up to carry them in their stores and whatnot. And the K brand, the big national K brand, had a big sign in their booth that they could do 108 cookies in one batch. And we'd never considered how many this would do. So we actually called them anonymously and got their recipe that they used and their cookie size to see how many we could do.
You
And
just announced that live, but so it's
I-
not really anonymous.
Well, it was anonymous at the time.
Just letting you know.
Okay. And we made their recipe with their cookie size, and we can make
408.
408 cookies in the. Anyway, it was pretty awesome.
This is really heavy.
Here, let me get that.
It's
for you.
really heavy.
It's really heavy for me too.
It really-
You know, I just had a birthday. I'm on Medicare.
So this is how full it can be, you guys, and it'll make this many cookies. You'll notice it can even come over the top of the dough hook, and that's okay. It's not coming out, and it's still mixing thoroughly.
And what we
As long as it doesn't
recommend,
come out.
when you do that and you get down to where you're going to add the rest of the flour, you take the
Switch it
cookie
out.
paddles off and switch to your dough hook, and that will then handle it just fine.
Yes.
Thanks, I was almost breaking my arm.
Okay, I want to show you guys some fun, exciting attachments that we have. We are having
Do you want to pass those out so people can eat one?
Heck yeah, you guys can eat those, or they'll wait, or you can wait till the end. We've got a summer special going on, and it is buy a Bosch mixer, get a free ice cream maker. We demoed that earlier, and we've done it twice now, so we're not going to do it again. But if you're here, we have some ice cream that we stashed away, so you won't miss out on that. So go watch that. Basically,
Just a quick plug on the ice cream freezer. It's a brand new attachment. We created it, literally, we got our first shipment less than 30 days ago. The first shipment sold out before it came into the country.
like in 5 days,
In 5 days.
we sold out.
And we've got, we 4 times the order, and we have some more coming. But
We're
the
pre-selling
demand was
them.
high. We're the only ice cream freezer attachment for an electric mixer that you do not have to pre-freeze the canister. Now, if you buy any other ice cream attachment for an electric mixer, you have to freeze the canister overnight, then put it on the bowl or attach it to the mixer, and then put your ingredients in and make ice cream in 25 to 35 minutes.
And then you're done.
And then you're done for 24 more hours.
Exactly.
And you can get 1 quart of ice cream. This will give you a quart and a half every 20 minutes because ours fits on the bowl. You put your ice and your rock salt just like the old-fashioned ice cream freezer, and you can make a quart and a half every 20 minutes.
Right, and I even reuse my ice and my rock salt.
You refreeze it?
I reuse it. I pull this out, scrape out the ice cream, make another kind, stick it back in.
Oh, good idea.
Instantly, so I'm just using the same rock salt and ice that were in there and making multiple flavors. And one other thing that I'd like to point out that we haven't yet is because you're not freezing the canister, the other ones that you do freeze the canister, as soon as you pour your milk and cream in there, it instantly freezes. Rock hard on the outside. So you're not getting that creamy texture. This one, because it's not frozen to begin with, you're getting a creamier ice cream. That's
If
just
you
something
remember
that I've
the
noticed.
old-fashioned ice cream from your, at
Childhood?
least me, from my childhood,
Everybody
my
has
youth,
that memory, right?
that is exactly what you get here, that creamy, blended, perfect ice cream.
But it's in a convenient quart and a half. And what are you doing?
I'm getting it out of your way.
Okay, we're gonna make some pasta.
And the other summer special.
The other summer special, oh wait, yeah, sorry. Thank you for keeping me on track because pasta
okay.
is not one of them. I'm just really excited to make pasta. The other summer special is a blender. Should we do that now?
Sure.
Since you're on an all juice diet, let's make you a smoothie.
Okay.
Okay. So the blender, where'd the blender go? This is live.
Is this one still in the package? Do you have one out of the
Yeah,
package?
hey, is there a blender in that other kitchen? Let me get the ingredients out while we're looking for the blender.
Let me tell you a little bit about the Bosch mixer while she's doing that. The blender fits directly onto the motor drive. The bowl is actually sitting on a transmission. So this whole plate here
There's
is
the
an
blender.
automatic transmission that handles and gears down
Thank
for the
you.
heavy doughs and all of the things that require a lot of torque. But the blender side of the mixer, or the high drive side we call it, is a direct drive on the motor. So you're getting, if you look right here, 800 watts, one of the largest home use mixers made in the world for power. And this sits directly on that motor drive. So you're delivering 800 watts of power. Interestingly enough, we used to sell this in fairs and shows throughout the world and throughout the US and Canada a lot. And Vitamix is a very, very popular machine. This will do everything a Vitamix will do except make hot soup. It just is incredibly powerful with that direct drive, and Jen will show you you can turn this much ice into snow cone ice in literally 15 seconds.
I love this blender. In fact, I used to cater weddings years ago, and I made sorbet for 300 people in this little blender right here. And it does it so quickly that it just didn't slow me down. Just make a batch, 300 people, sorbet.
Yeah.
So it's a great little blender, really powerful. I'm gonna put some frozen berries in here. They're really frozen. The bowl's very cold too. And then we're just gonna add some yogurt and some orange juice. This is gonna be just a simple, we could put some agave in there.
Can I taste this? Just kidding. I was kidding.
I just gave you a really dirty look.
I'm just really hungry. My wife is starving me. She said I'm too heavy.
She did not say that. You have the nicest wife. She did not say that.
I think she might have. She might have used the F word.
The F word. She did not call you freaky.
No. She might have said I was getting fat.
I didn't pre-measure anything, so we might
And it doesn't matter.
We might have to grab some more orange juice.
You can just kind of put in it anything you like.
This lid actually has a safety in it, and it will not turn on unless that seal is
That's
turned
correct.
here.
Right. It has a locking lid, and it won't turn on unless the lid is locked underneath the handle.
I'm just going to pour all of that in. Why not?
Now, one of the other great things about the Bosch mixer is when you have the blender attachment on, and for many other things as well, you have a pulse switch. And this, we call it the momentary or pulse switch, and that allows you to control really frozen things, make sure nothing's jammed in the blades, make sure nothing's jammed in the bowl.
A couple of times.
Yep.
Yes, if something gets a little jammed, you just pulse it and it releases it.
And right to high speed. And here's, can we get some water?
Let's put some more juice in it.
More juice.
I made more like a sorbet. It's gonna be delicious though. We need a little bit more juice. I like to just watch, and I can tell when it's done
Just
because
turn
the
it
color
on high
just kind of
speed.
moves up. Are you trying to show the lid has a little thing?
Yeah.
Okay.
And this is also a great little egg separator cup. You can drop an
That's
egg
a
in
great
there and it
idea.
will separate the egg whites from the yolk
I
right
never
into.
thought about that.
Yeah, so
I
it's
always do it
great.
in my fingers, which is kind of gross.
But if you use this momentary switch, then you can we're really frozen down there at the bottom now, and that's why the momentary switch is important, because when it gets really frozen, like really frozen.
Yeah, I put a lot of fruit in the bottom, but if we leave it running, you'll see it'll get the vortex,
Yeah.
and then it'll just whip that up so fast.
We would have kept it running, and I don't know, the camera probably can't pick that up,
Right?
but when it's running, this blender is like a cyclone. And you can literally see to the bottom of the blades that everything is pulled directly into the machine and directly into the blades. And then you get a perfect blend every
You
time.
can see all the way to the very bottom.
Yep.
Are you gonna drink this?
Of course I am.
camera.
Not on camera.
Not on camera.
No, you get seeds in my teeth.
So you can get a free blender right now.
Or a free ice cream
Give me a
freezer.
washcloth. Or a free ice cream maker, or the free large slicer shredder. And this is great for people who maybe you have a garden and you want to make the chocolate zucchini cake recipe that I'm going to post tomorrow. Because why wouldn't you want to make that, right? We've got some zucchini. I did not grow these. I don't have time to garden. I'm always working. I used to garden. So it comes with 3 blades here. We've got our large grating side and the small grating side. It just flips over. This one is all small. And then this is a slicing, and it does the same. It has a thicker side and then a thin side on there as well. So we're gonna just use this one maybe.
And while Jen's putting that together, let me just tell you something quickly. The Bosch mixer has been made in Germany forever and a day. The Germans developed this in 1952. Robert Bosch Company is an amazing, amazing company. The world's largest privately held company, and they're a nonprofit foundation. So they have done some incredible things, but we're the largest distributor of this mixer worldwide here in America. And as a result, they allow us to make attachments. So when you're looking at cookie paddles and cake paddles and bowl scrapers and large slicer shredders, we build those right here in America. This large slicer shredder is built right here in St. George. So are the cookie paddles and the cake paddles and the bowl scrapers. We develop the attachments here that work for the American market, and we build them here in America to fit on the famous German Bosch machine. So.
Okay, so we are just going to put these in here, load them in, turn it on. I put it.
Oh,
What?
you're not putting it together.
Oh, I didn't put the blade in.
Yeah, I don't.
See, this is why I have a sidekick. I am putting it together. Why would I not put the blade in?
You just put, yeah. Right.
Okay, so I don't have one of these. Let's be honest. I have the other slicer shredder at home, and I use it all the time, but it's smaller than this one. And this one's really cool though because the lid works for the old one and the new one.
Correct. This
So if you
will
have
work
an
on
old-
either anything all the way back to 1952. This will work on. One other quick thing. The reason we developed this here because Bosch makes one in Germany that we have imported for years and years and years. The one out of Germany is $120 and this one's like $69. So, and we think it works better and goes right
And if
into
it's
the
not
bowl.
69, we now have to sell it for that because you just quoted that.
Yeah.
But whatever.
It happens all the time. That happened today.
It happens all
Jen
the time.
quoted
Okay,
Jen quoted the baker's packet.
I didn't quote it.
$39.
It was not me, but okay, we can only fit one in there for it. These are
And
kind of a weird size.
it was actually $69.
It was not me. Look at my hand.
But if you happen to be one of those people, I talked to Kathy at the office today,
feels
and if
really bad.
anybody saw it and they
can
heard the
get it.
$39
Okay, but now
price,
you're saying it
Kathy will
again.
sell it to you for the $39
Gary Levitt.
price if you saw it on Facebook. Just
And
saying.
there's no way to prove that, so we've just lowered the price of that for everybody.
I guess we have.
Merry Christmas early. Okay, here we go.
Okay, go.
You see how quickly that did that. So
gotta
fast.
keep
I
going.
don't think I can. I'm not
No,
going to try that
those
again. These are a weird shape.
Those
they're
are-
like they're little.
My
but
wife would call those Gary zucchinis. They're a little bit too large to fit two in it. So
I don't even know what
that means I'm on a juice diet.
Okay,
All right.
2 is good. Let's show that.
No, I was going to take that whole lid off. Well, anyway, you can
You
see,
can see how fine it is.
really, really fine shredding. That's the finest shredding disc. And then there's a coarse shredding disc, and then there's thick and thin shredding as well, and thick and thin slicing.
So this is great for hash browns or grating
Yep.
cheese or carrots, whatever you need to grate or slice. If you're dehydrating fruit, apples, run them through there. Don't cut them by hand. So
Exactly.
this is free also. And then the last one.
Do they get
that
all
is the
three?
last one.
Do they get all three free things free, or they choose one
They
or the
choose
other?
one.
So you can get a
Okay.
free blender, or a
Or
free
ice
slicer
cream maker,
shredder,
or-
or an ice cream freezer.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah.
And they're all about the equal value.
They are.
So it depends on what you need in your home more.
Okay, I really need to wash my hands. Okay, thank you.
You're welcome. That's what I'm here for.
I was going to say you're going to be doing this solo while I go wash my hands, but
That's why I got a
okay,
wet rag.
we're going to show how versatile this Bosch mixer is, and we're going to turn it to its side now. Some of you might not know that it can do that. Look at that. It has little feet on the side. So we can turn it to its side. I'm not sure, probably this angle is going to get all the cameras. Brendan, what is that camera? Can you see if is this a good angle? Not really, but it's fine. So we're going to put the little leg on here. It just fits right on here like that. And that just stabilizes it. And then we're going to make some fresh pasta. These are the pasta rollers. I only brought 2 of them, but that's okay. I brought a bunch of stuff from home that's actually mine.
Or so she says.
Or I brought it home and now it's mine.
One or the other. Either way, she owns it.
So this is the roller, and it has an adjustment right here. So these rollers, they get closer together and farther apart based off of the number on the side. 8 is the farthest apart. And when you're starting with your pasta, you're going to keep it at that farthest part. It just clicks right there. I made some dough. And we're gonna run it through. We have to run it through several times. Are you a pasta pro, or do I know something more than you do?
I've made more pasta than you, but you know more than I do. I once went on QVC and sold a pasta maker on QVC and sold out in 25 minutes.
Wow. Nope, never done that.
Okay.
You always one-up me.
I'll
Okay.
try. Even if I have to make the story up, I will.
So we're gonna start this at an 8, which is the widest that it will go. And then we'll gradually keep running it through and then get our pasta as fine as we want it. We can go from a thick lasagna to an angel hair based on this thickness right here. So we're just gonna start it. There's a little, oh, it's wet. Hold on.
So let's make it wetter.
No, this is not that wet.
Okay.
This is more dry than, there's a little bit of wet dough in there. Didn't get cleaned from our last time we did it. This is live.
It'll come out in the wash.
This is live, okay.
Oh, resting well now.
Yeah. So we would not want to make pasta out of this, you guys. It would be really thick and gross. So we're gonna run it through again, and I'm just gonna skip down to like a number 6. The way that you know if it's doing, if you're doing it too fast or too slow is if you go from an 8 to a 1, you could get holes in it. So you kind of have to gradually do it. I'm going to cut this now with a pasta roller somewhere.
I don't know what that is.
Well, we'll use a pizza pan because it's live and we improvise.
I got a knife.
Okay. Knife? You do have a knife.
I think it might be illegal to bring that out, however.
And now we're gonna do a 3. Oh, there's the pasta roller. It's a pastry cutter, actually. Thank you. I never put the cut side in because it's harder to grab. Always put this side in because it's got like a little point and it grabs faster. Just a little
tidbit.
Just a little tidbit. And we'll do it one more time. We could do it at this thickness. Some people like that.
You can make
I
a
like
nice
it with
spaghetti.
or a fettuccine. I like
or
a thick
spaghetti.
fettuccine.
You could do that.
So you know what? Let's just leave it at that. We're gonna now put in a cutter roller. This one is the fettuccine one.
And the pasta set comes with 3 rollers: a spaghetti, a fettuccine, and a roller.
Right. And the spaghetti one will work as an angel hair if you go all the way to a level 1 on the roller.
Get very, very thin
This
pasta.
is the fun part, you guys. This never gets old for me. I have made pasta so many times, and I'm still excited to see it cut.
I'm just waiting till you bring some actually like cooked into the office with some nice ragu or something.
Really?
Yeah. That would then be amazing.
That would be amazing. So look at that, we have perfect pasta. Now you can cook these instantly, or you can let them dry and keep them in storage, but how fast and easy was that?
Yeah,
And fun, right? That was fun.
Pasta is one of those things that's actually addicting. Once you make your own pasta,
You don't wanna go back.
You really don't want to go back. You make it over and
Just
over and over.
tastes so much better, and it cooks faster because it's fresh.
And did you know you can make whole wheat pasta?
I did know that. This is semolina flour that I used on this. Pasta dough is a very simple dough. It's a very dense dough. It's like a
Right.
tortilla dough.
Right.
If you didn't have a Bosch mixer, I wouldn't even attempt making a pasta dough. It's that dense and thick. So
You can make spinach pastas, tomato pastas, all types of different flavors, and whole wheat pasta is its own little world. It's just amazing flavor.
yeah. Okay, so can I
Again, you can find recipes, I think, on boschmixers.com.
and we are just revamping our entire website. It's going to be so exciting. What's the launch day for that, Brendan? Do you know? Sometime this week or next week, we're getting a whole new website. It's going to have a blog that we actually update. It's going to have new recipes on there. So if you see something that we do live online as a demo, the recipe will be available to you. We haven't done so great in the past doing that, so I'm really excited about that. Let's see, we're gonna shred some chicken, and then I think our live demo will kind of be coming to an end. So one thing that people don't know that, well, you know what? We're gonna shred some chicken in the, ooh, there's a fly in here. I do not love flies.
I love them.
I hate flies. We're gonna just use the same bowl that we had our pasta dough in. That's okay, right? I'm okay with it. We're gonna use our
Wire whips.
wire whips, but we should probably put the metal whip drive on.
Yes.
It disappeared. Oh, it's right here. So these wire whips are gonna just shred our chicken, or I do pork all the time, like for pork salads.
You can do nice cuts of beef. You can do chicken, pork.
As long as your meat is cooked nice and tender, then this is gonna shred it so quickly, saving you so much time. So it's tender, it's soft meat, but I don't wanna go through and have to shred that with 2 forks. I'm just gonna dump it all in here, and you will see how fast this is. And messy.
One of the nice things about shredding chicken in a Bosch is if you cook your chicken the way you want it and shred it, then you can add your favorite barbecue sauce or your favorite seasonings and sauce and just do it right into the bowl.
Yeah, and then
And-
make a pizza.
And then make a pizza.
Barbecue
You can
chicken pizza.
barbecue chicken sandwich. You can do anything.
like that.
A pulled pork sandwich. It's
Yep.
right from the bowl into the sandwich.
So I do this, I have like a meat day at my house. Sounds kind of weird, huh?
I have juice days at my house lately.
I heard that.
Yeah.
So I have a meat day, and I cook up all of my meat for like the whole month. And then I do this to it. And then I put it in little baggies, and I label it, and then it's for 1 meal, and put it in the freezer, and it saves me so much time. All right. And we're done. Well, there's a little. We're done. I don't like to do it too long.
No, you can actually do it just on the momentary switch.
Yeah, and just pulse it.
And pulse it until you get exactly how you want it
See how
shredded.
fast that was?
And that's just with the wire whips. Now you add a nice barbecue sauce to that
Yum.
and put it right directly. If you cook the chicken breasts and they're still hot, put them in here, add your barbecue sauce, and you take it right out of the bowl onto your barbecue chicken sandwich. It's wonderful.
It is so great. Do we have any questions? How many minutes have we been live? We told people 30 minutes. And then I said that I had a big announcement. And I didn't do that yet.
Are you pregnant?
Oh my gosh, I about slugged you live. How do you live with this man? We've been on 45 minutes.
Oh, snap.
Okay.
There goes your 30 minutes. Give your live deal or your big announcement.
Okay, so my big announcement is tomorrow I am going to post the chocolate zucchini recipe. And I want that reposted. I want it to go everywhere it possibly can. If you repost that, I'm gonna draw somebody out of a drawing and give them a Bosch mixer. Is that okay? You're giving things away right and left. Why can't I?
Sure. Why not?
So repost that recipe tomorrow.
I'm going to go one better. Repost it.
You
And
always have to one-up me.
yeah.
All right, here we
And
go.
she'll draw 2 names and give out 2 Bosch mixers.
Well, okay, the Boulevard is giving away one. We're giving away one.
And so I guess now that's 3. Because we appreciate people watching and putting up with our shenanigans.
We really do. We appreciate our customers because
Yeah.
without all of you guys, there wouldn't be us.
And if you're here in St. George or if you're watching from St. George, then come into the Boulevard. They are our newest retailer and these guys are amazing. I've known them practically my whole life and this is one quality outfit to do business with.
They'll take care of you.
And
So we're
so
excited to
come
be
in
here.
and get familiar with Bosch.
Okay, so we're going to sign off. Thank you so much again for watching us. We really appreciate it. We hope you learned something. We hope that you're excited about the Bosch mixer, and we hope that you'll join us next time. And now we have about 10 seconds where all of the cameras have to be turned off, and we just stand here.
And look
Kill
good.
the fly.